My fiancée dropped the bomb one evening. I'm finished hearing about your emotions and your needs. You're way too sensitive for a guy. I looked at her and said, message received. After that, I went radio silent. I stopped volunteering anything about my life, including the fact that I'd been headhunted for a dream job 850 miles away. The day the moving crew arrived, she had zero clue I'd already signed the offer and was leaving for good. I'm 31. It was a random Tuesday, 6:47 p.m. I was stirring pasta when my fiancée, 29, decided to torch everything we had left. We were meant to go over the wedding budget that night. Her parents had generously put down $22,000 for the venue and food. The remaining costs, open bar, photographer, DJ, were supposed to be split 50-50, roughly $1,600 to $1,800 each. I gently suggested we actually look at our joint finances before locking anything in. She slammed her glass on the counter, so hard water splashed everywhere. For the love of God, not this again. I just think, no, I'm done. Done listening to your endless feelings and requirements. You're too emotional for a man. Do you have any idea how draining that is? My father never behaved like this. He made decisions, provided, and let my mom handle the pretty details. I'm not your father. Clearly, because a real man wouldn't act like you. I stood there gripping the spatula while the pasta scorched. So you want me to stop expressing my feelings altogether? I want you to have fewer of them, or at least keep them inside. I'm not your therapist. Understood. Don't be so dramatic. I switched off the burner. Appetite gone. That night, I made up my mind. She didn't want access to my emotions? Fine. She'd get access to nothing. Next morning, 9:23 a.m., a LinkedIn message popped up. Recruiter from out of state. Principal engineer role. $105,000 bump. $12,000 signing bonus. Full relocation covered. Normally, I'd have sprinted to show her the email, talked pros and cons for hours. Not anymore. I replied within minutes. Very interested. When can we speak? Phone interview at 2 p.m. Crushed it. On-site, virtual, panel on Friday, destroyed it. Offer landed Monday, 11:08 a.m. I signed at 11:34 a.m., start date 6 weeks out. That same week, I found a sleek one-bedroom. Signed the lease solo, $5,140 up front. Move in exactly 5 weeks away. Our current apartment lease, in my name only, expired 7 weeks from then. Perfect. Gave notice at work. Started quietly purging possessions. Sold half my stuff on Marketplace. She cheered every time another piece left. See? I told you all that junk was too much. I rented a small storage unit and, on weekends, told her I was donating everything. In reality, I was staging my escape. Week 5, I reserved a 20-foot truck for Friday 9 a.m. She'd already bragged she'd be on back-to-back Zoom calls from home that day until at least 3 p.m. Even better, she'd have front row seats. Thursday night, I barely slept. Not anxious. Electric. Friday 8 a.m., she brewed coffee. Plopped at the dining table with her laptop. Big meeting day, babe. Please keep it down, okay? No worries, I said. Won't be an issue. 8:47 a.m. text from the moving company. 10 minutes out. 8:58 a.m. truck parked downstairs. She was mid-presentation when the doorbell rang. Can you grab that? She hissed, camera muted. I opened the door to 3 burly guys with dollies. Here for the pickup? Yup. Everything marked with blue tape is going. I'd spent the previous weeks quietly taping my belongings. I pointed. Couch, TV, desk, bed, boxes, all mine. They got to work. Her head snapped around. She threw up one finger, one SEC, unmuted with a plastic smile. Sorry, small interruption. Let me pull up the deck again. The guys kept moving. First load, my leather sofa disappearing out the door. She stared at me, eyes widening. Mouthed, what the hell? I held up my phone and texted. Moving out today? Stay on your call. Her face cycled confusion, panic, rage in 3 seconds flat. She tried to speak, but her VP was mid-sentence. She forced out, voice trembling. Yes, I think Q3 targets are aggressive but achievable. Text from her. What do you mean moving? Me. Exactly what it looks like. New job. New state. Start Monday. Her. You can't just leave. We're getting married. Me. You said you were done listening to my feelings, so I stopped telling you anything, including the job offer, the lease I signed, and this move. Her. This is insane. She stood up, forgot her camera was live, stormed toward me. Someone on the call yelled, "Sarah? You okay?" She froze, spun, sat back down, plastered on another smile. "Apologies, tech glitch." 3 hours later, the apartment was 65% empty. Only her stuff remained. She spent the entire time muting/unmuting, trying to whisper yell questions while pretending everything was fine. At 11:52 a.m., the crew slammed the truck door. I walked over, set my apartment key and garage clicker on the table in front of her, camera off for once. "Lease ends in 2 weeks. Only my name is on it. You'll figure it out." Her mouth opened. No sound. I walked out, climbed into my car, and followed the truck 850 miles north. Phone started exploding at 12:14 p.m. the second her last meeting ended. 18 missed calls and 32 texts by the time I stopped for gas. Messages ranged from "answer your phone right now" to "I'm calling the police, this is kidnapping" to "my mom is hysterical" to "you're a psychopath." I sent one reply. "You told me you no longer wish to hear my feelings or needs. I respected your boundary. That includes not informing you about the new job, the new apartment, or today. The lease is in my name only and ends in 14 days. Do whatever you need to do. Do not contact me again." Blocked her, her parents, her sister, everyone. Drove the rest of the way in glorious silence. Pulled up to my new place, 7:23 p.m. Movers unloaded. I tipped heavy. Ate Kung Pao chicken on my own couch and slept like a baby. By morning, I had 63 missed calls, 100 plus texts, a dozen voicemails that went from confused to bargaining to furious to threats of lawyers. Her parents emailed demanding I reimburse half the $22,000 in deposits. I replied once. "I never signed any vendor contracts and never paid a cent. You chose to spend that money without my agreement. Good luck in court." Blocked. Sunday afternoon, knock on my door. Peephole. My ex, her sister, her mother. I open with the chain on. "How did you get this address?" "Your own mother gave it to me after I told her you vanished." My ex screamed. Note to self. Long talk with mom incoming. "You need to leave." I said no contact. We drove 9 hours. I didn't ask you to. Security arrived, escorted them out while they shouted about lawsuits and karma. Next few months were a masterclass in escalation. Week 1, new job. She found my work email, sent a 2,000-word essay, forwarded to HR, company lawyer called, and threatened restraining order. She stopped. Week 2. Served papers at my new apartment. Breach of promise to marry, plus unjust enrichment, demanding $11,000. My attorney laughed for 5 straight minutes, filed response for $700. Case dismissed in 14 days. She switched to burner emails calling me a narcissist and abuser for stonewalling. Blocked each one. Her best friend slid into my new private Instagram. "She cries every day and has lost 20 pounds. Hope you're proud." Blocked. Her dad showed up at my lobby yelling my name. Security removed him after he called me a coward who would die alone. Venue called trying to shake me down for half the deposit. Explained I never signed anything. They dropped it. Her mom sent certified mail full of insults. Lawyer sent cease and desist. Silence. Month 3. Mutual friend texted, "Bro, she's telling everyone you ghosted her out of nowhere." I sent him the screenshots of her saying she was done listening to my feelings. He replied, "Jesus." She left that part out. Month 6. Final email from her. Subject, "I understand now." She'd been in therapy 4 months. Finally saw how dismissive and cruel she'd been. Admitted she tried to train me to suppress emotions. Said she was deeply sorry and didn't expect forgiveness. Just wanted me to know she gets it now. I read it 3 times. Felt nothing. No anger, no vindication. Just empty. Closed the laptop and went about my weekend. These days I'm killing it at the new job, another raise plus bonus. Casually dating a kind, curious woman who actually cares what I think and feel, and my apartment finally feels like home. I share my thoughts and emotions freely, with people who actually want to hear them. She wanted a partner who never burdened her with needs or feelings, who silently handled everything like her father supposedly did. So for 6 weeks I became exactly that man. Then I became a ghost. Sometimes the cruelest thing you can do is give someone precisely what they demanded, and then walk away forever.